Dear Nintendo, it's me, Strikes. Remember me? I'm the guy that wrote you that 30-page apology for bashing the Wind Waker when it came out after realizing it's a really damn good game. And following that, I sent you that 60-page rant on how Twilight Princess is a pretty bad Zelda game. Yeah, I'm that guy. So, it's been a while since I've sent you a letter like this, mainly because the last few were sent back to me. Maybe because you didn't want to hear my idea on how to revive Star Fox, because that went oh so well when you did your own thing. Or maybe because who the fuck uses letters anymore? I say I should get with the times, but then again, I am talking to the company that took 13 years to get rid of friend codes. Okay, bashing aside, for now. I gotta say, Nintendo, I'm really excited for the Nintendo Switch. That Zelda trailer? Holy shit. If you ever decide to get out of the gaming business, you guys have the talent to make a company dedicated to making trailers. Also, there were a lot of good looking game reveals. ARMS looks like a very fun new IP, Splatoon 2 looks same-ish. Fire Emblem Heroes seems like the next logical step after Hyrule Warriors. Don't really drop the ball and not making a Smash Warriors game. And other third-party games like that Shin Megami Tensei game and hell fucking yes, the return of No More Heroes! It's like God himself saw what was happening in the world and said, okay, you guys need something good in your life, so here. It's so hyped that even the translator can't do his job properly over how excited he is.
The title hasn't been decided yet, but so
hyped! Okay, now the reason I'm making this letter in the first place is because honestly, Nintendo, this situation you're currently in, leaning towards the Switch launch and with the lineup that you have afterwards, it seems all too familiar. I remember back when the Wii was on its last legs, and boy were those some legs. I swear it got Chun-Li level of legs. Chun-Li fucking approved. You were ready to unveil the next console, revealed to be named the Wii U, followed by a universal at the name heard the world over. While we know that the Wii U was a commercial failure in every way, shape, and form, it's the titles that it had in its lifespan and the lack thereof that I want to look at. When you reveal this console, you brag on how you had the support of some of the biggest developers out there, EA, Activision, Warner Brothers, Ubisoft, and the rest. However, again, the importance here are the titles themselves. From EA, we had Mass Effect 3. That's right, the last title in the Mass Effect trilogy. What's that? There's no Mass Effect 1 and 2 to pass the progress you made through these games into Mass Effect 3 to make the game more personal and enjoyable, thus making the game an absolute pointless port no one will buy? Well, that's a shame. If only there had been a Mass Effect trilogy bundle that included all 3 games, but that's just asking for too much, clearly. Okay, but what about Warner Brothers? They delivered us none other than Batman Arkham City. Armored Edition. Oh, what? Armored Edition? Well, suck on this dick, Microsoft and Sony. We got motherfucking Armored Edition, which allows Batman to go glowy and hit harder once a meter fills up. What else? Well, we did get that year's Assassin's Creed, which had the worst performance out of all the 3 consoles. And Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor Edge Edition. Oh, hell yes! Another special edition of a game that came out previously solely for the Wii U, and then it turned out just slightly better than the original, which was apparently garbage. So what I'm trying to get here is that back when the Wii U launched, the titles that came along with it were mostly party games, first-party titles that really were nothing to write home about, and third-party titles that were badly ported, or just enhanced versions of games that came out months, if not a year prior from the Wii U's launch. But what do we have for Nintendo Switch's launch? The epitome of epicness, quite possibly the greatest game ever made, and a whole bunch of ports of games that came out years ago. So, in contrast with the Wii U, you have motherfucking Legend of Zelda, which alone makes it a much better launch than Switch's predecessor. But then you look at the rest of the games and, well, it's literally just 9 more games. 9! There's freaking Power Ranger teams with more members than fucking 9! You Nintendo have been clear saying that what matters is a steady flow of content after the launch, not the launch itself. Okay, that's fine and dandy and everything, but 3 of those 9 launch games are ports of older games. One of them, World of Goo, came out in 2008. We're talking about a port that is almost 10 years old, and it's a fucking launch title. One of 9! Okay, but what about that steady flow of content you mentioned? Well, amongst the titles, there's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Minecraft Story Mode, Rayman Legends, Skyrim, Ultra Street Fighter. Okay, yeah, you know where I'm going with this. My point through this entire letter is that having developers to back you up is not enough. Their titles also matter. What happened with the Wii U is that you got the initial support at launch, but nothing afterwards. That's because said support provided you with re-releases of older games that were several months older or over a year old, and some when there was a far better option with your competition. And because of this, sales were bad. And because the sales were bad, said developers didn't want to support you any further. That's why the Wii U's final months, if not years, were filled by a catalog of only first-party titles, and that's it. You will always have those fans coming back to your IPs, and we know there'll always be a new Mario, a new Zelda, a new Pokemon, whatever fetish you're having right now with Fire Emblem. No, seriously, what's up with that? And as amazing as your IPs may be, Nintendo, that alone can't save your console. I mean, Capcom's support for the Switch is a better port of Street Fighter HD Remix that came out in 2008, which is a remake of a game that came out in 1991. Oh wait, but it has Evil Ryu and Violent Ken! Oh fuck yes, here's my money, Capcom. Now please ignore your fans and spit on another franchise like Mega Man. Go make a horrible Mega Man cartoon. Oh you motherfuckers! One of the games Nintendo was so goddamn proud to highlight in the first Switch video was none other than Skyrim. That's right, motherfuckers, Skyrim! PC's equivalent of a damn mean video game is coming to a motherfucking Nintendo console. Only it's not the HD remastered version, but vanilla Skyrim. At $60! Considering how regularly Skyrim is on sale on Steam, I wouldn't be surprised if a fucking Steam code for the game will show up on one of those lottery scratch cards you can get for $1 at your local 7-Eleven. And you want to sell this at $60, Nintendo? How? And the thing is, this didn't start back with the Wii U. Oh no. This started back on the Wii. With the Wii, it wasn't as noticeable though, because everyone, even your grandma, had a Wii. No, seriously, even your grandma had a fucking Wii. It was a huge success. You Nintendo were swimming in money. It prints money gifs started showing up on the internet and you couldn't be happier. But your hardcore fans weren't. The Wii soon began to be your one-stop place for shovelware. Short, unfulfilling experiences that would cost more than it deserved, like that hooker you would find next to the 7-Eleven. Small developers began creating the absolute worst games you can imagine, and yet they would still sell because parents and grandparents were not the wiser. They saw a box art of a kid having fun and figured, well darn it, my kids will also have fun with this, and would buy the game just because it had the word fun, family, sports, and games on it. And with an install base of over 100 million, you can bet your ass these titles will sell enough for a profit. Meanwhile, hardcore Nintendo fans were waiting there in a corner, hoping you Nintendo would notice them and give them something to eat. Like that homeless guy sitting outside the 7-Eleven.
For some reason I really want a Slurpee.
Big developers would dish out games for the Wii, games where there was, dare I say, effort put into them, for the most part, only for them to not sell, and thus the developers had little reason to keep supporting the Wii. Sound familiar? With the Wii, it was worse though, because you Nintendo, yes you, barely showed any remorse for the lack of good content. You were too busy counting in the cash that you barely released any games worth playing. Hell, back in 2008, prior to E3, Reggie said that there was going to be one game for the holidays that every core Nintendo fan would want. And this game was none other than Animal Crossing City Folk. God fucking damn it! And to top it all off, the last game you showed at that E3, Wii Music. Wii fucking Music was your biggest reveal? Your cream of the crop? Your cartoon call this? Fucking this? The backlash was so unprecedented that you had to make a summit in the fall where you only focus on games for your core fanbase, showing games like Punch-Out for the Wii for the first time. Next E3, you even acknowledged the hate blogs and said backlash.
But I'll be honest, I read the blogs too.
You were on damage control because you were aware you hit your fanbase hard and knew that in the future, if things ever go south, the fans are what will keep you afloat. And when the Wii U released, that's exactly what happened. With the Switch, there's so many red flags about the support of the developers, it's the Wii/Wii U scenario all over again. Thankfully, people are very interested in the Switch. They can tell it's something completely new and different. Something that wasn't very clear with the Wii U when it was first revealed. But Nintendo, please, even if the Switch becomes the next Wii, you can't let that success get to you. You need to help the developers get their games out. If Skyrim fails, and it has every reason to do so, Bethesda in no way will continue to support the Switch. Same with EA, Capcom, Ubisoft, and everyone else. And you mustn't forget about your core fans either. Try to repeat Wii's successes, but not its shortcomings. Those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Some guy said that. Probably Kanye. Dude makes surprisingly good lyrics when he's not, fucking insane. Anyway, that's just my letter to you, Nintendo. Hope the Switch goes well, and hope that content that you mentioned blows us away. It better be Metroid. Sincerely, Strikes. P.S. If you ever want to hear that Star Fox idea, let me know.